Hi guys, this is Vedang. I'm back with another tutorial. This is a chill guitar, a chill guitar beat in FS Studio. So I'll show you how to make a chill guitar sampled beat. This is really a simple beat. There's nothing much going on in this beat. So I'll just show you how I made this one. Uh, First, I started with this sample. This is Forest 306 Flowers. The name of the sample is this. So I'll just let you guys hear what this sample about. So as you can see that this is a really slow sample, and I wanted to make a 90 BPM boom bap beat with this one. So I just pitched it up. I don't know the exact semitones. You can check it out later because I'll be dropping the link to the this FLP in the description, so you can check it out. Uh, so I pitched it up and chopped it. I didn't do much. I didn't go crazy with the chops as I usually go with the sample beats. I just played it as it was. So for fitting it to the 90 beats per minute tempo, so it sounds like this. Yeah, simple chops. I put an EQ on it and cut out the lows so that I can make room for the bass. Put some reverb on it to just make it sound more alive, and put some compression on it. There was little harshness in the guitar. To just remove it, I used compression, and reverb is normal reverb, nothing different about it. So after this, I needed some hard hitting boom bap drums. So I decided to go with a drum break. A drum break is basically a drum sample which you can chop and rearrange to change the sound of the drums. So this was the drum break I used. Uh, this as it is wasn't fitting with the sample. I needed a groove, so I rearranged the drums. Marker 3 is the hi-hat. This is the drum and this is the snare. So I'll let you guys hear the drum break, rearranged drum break. Yeah. Classic 90s boom bap, that kind of feel. Uh, it created a spacey environment because just the hi-hats and the snare, so it created some space between the kick and the snare. uh, yeah, then I layered the drums on the top of the sample, and it sounded like this. So the beat was pretty much done by this point. I just needed a bass and some vocal chops to complete it, but it was 70% done here. Most of the times you don't need many sounds to make a beat. Like this beat, there's nothing really going on. I just chopped the sample, rearranged it, and some drums, rearranged them, but still it gives a nice feeling. So I think the feeling is what matters at the end. So then I jumped over to the bass. For the bass, I wanted the similar feeling as I wanted with the drums, a spacey feeling. So I just left a lot of space between the drums. It also helps the rapper to groove over the beat if you give him some space and don't fill the beat up with many sounds. So this is the bass. It has a nice bounce to it. The bass preset is Fender picked FG from Sakura. Uh, I used EQ over it, made some room for the kick to hit, and also filtered out the unnecessary lows. Uh, I used Sound Goodizer to uh, give it more, what can I say, more energy. Without Sound Goodizer, it sounds like this. The Sound Goodizer is. This is just a slight effect. I also compressed it a bit. So with bass, I'll also tell you the rest of the layers because there are not many layers in this beat. I used a guitar sample from a sample pack, which was like this, just to create an impact. So I pitched it down, played at F5, and layered it with everything. Also, I used a GMS preset, which I use often. A noise. It's in the effects sub directory in the GMS, which is like an impact. So it gives a nice ambience to it. So together it sounds like this. So I you cannot continue loop like for the rest of the beat. You need to have some switch ups, otherwise it becomes boring. So I decided to add some rap vocal chops, which you hear in many Nujabes beats. So this was the verse. It's a Reza verse. I don't know from which song it is. I can't remember. I found an acapella online. V-pop is the name of the song.
Who fold clothes? I fold laundromat hoes. Who fold clothes? I fold checks, one followed by 6 O's. I got holes and codes in different areas. 4-ton whip.
So I took this part from the sample,
I got holes and codes in different areas.
put it in slice 6
I got holes and codes in different areas.
so I can chop it up. So I chopped it up like this.
I got holes and codes in different areas. I got holes and codes in different areas.
Then I put it in the mixer and used Grossbeat for making it scratch. This is a cool plugin to create scratch effects and stuff on vocals, and then I'll show you the rest of the effects too. This is the same guitar sound. Sorry. Then I use some hi-hats There were hi-hats present in the drum break itself, but I needed more hi-hats to sparkle the beat up. So these are the hi-hats. As you can hear, I have used the delay effect on the hi-hats and I have panned them to create an interesting groove. I also use one more set of hi-hats. So yeah, together it sounds like this. Wait a second, I'll show you from here. Also, the main sample here, I chopped a different part from the same song, Forest 306 Flowers, which consisted of flute. So this is a pretty great sample. Like it had many switch ups which I can use in the beat. So I didn't have to do any much here. Then for 16 bars the same pattern continued, and then I created the hook. For the hook I just used a different section of the sample, which goes like this. So I also filtered the lows from the complete from the drums and the this to create a underwater effect, which is called. So yeah, the hook sounds like this. Thanks for checking it out. I've dropped the link to the FLP in the description. Do subscribe if you like this stuff. Do tell me what kind of tutorials do you want. I'll also be making beats from scratch in the future. So please suggest me what type of beats do you want next. Also, do comment with your feedback. That's it. See you in the next tutorial.